Now, we all know the story of the journey to the West, but do we know the story of
Journey to the Anime? You know I'm talking about Journey to the Anime. Goon Squad certified, so you know that he don't play. If you not with Journey, then you corny just like Frito-Lay. He'll have you catch.
Welcome back to this beautiful journey to the anime. Today we are reviewing T-Bond. T-Bond is an anime that I watched. It was on Netflix. It was on my watch list. And it was, well, let's get to it. So let me start off with the rating. I would say do not let kids watch this. It had slight nudity into it. Even though it's really cartoony, like really kid cartoony, I would not let a kid watch this. And it has some serious themes to it in certain episodes. A lot of episodes don't have that serious thing, but this one has quite a few with it though. Now, getting into the anime, it's only 2 seasons long. I think it's done at 2 seasons because the last episode definitely felt like a true ending. And it starts off with the main character Bond. Bond basically runs into a person who's stuck on top of like a roof type of thing and basically helps her off. She runs off, does whatever. And later on, his friend unalives and he is an accidental it's an accidental death and he falls off the roof and then basically for some reason time freezes and then Bond wakes up back in his bed for some reason and basically realizes that it's time patrol, hence T Bond, time patrol Bond. And apparently he's ran into this girl and we go from there. Now basically it'll be about him time patrolling. You'll get to things in there and like doing stuff with that. But let's get into my pros and cons. We'll be starting off with the cons. My cons for this are there's a few. Um, they have good animation in places, but then they chose this childish animation style, which I don't have a problem with that if they go all the way full into that. But then you have good animation when it comes to like uh how can I say this? More of like the time patrol pathway and certain things. So it's like they could have went all in with the budget, but they decided to pull back a little bit, which I guess is their style, their choice. Um, I would say too, some episodes feel like filler, even though they are not. They're definitely not filler. And some things in here feel like it could have been cut out, and some things feel like it could have been more, yeah, more mainline story. Now his friend that he's gonna be partnering around with, Rin. Well, we'll get to that in a second. But um, my other cons would be just he the main character does a lot of stupid stuff, and it doesn't seem like he kind of it does in ways, but it does in a lot of ways. Doesn't seem like he matures throughout the story and gains actual knowledge to retain. Even though they have a machine in there that actually plug up to your head and you get knowledge from. But it's yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. But let's get to the pros. There's a couple. So one pro is this is a really chill anime. You don't have to be too invested in it. You do get invested in certain characters. I won't lie to you though on that. I got really invested in Bon and Rin as partners um in the first season. But then you guys will see what happens in the second season if you go and watch this. There are little cool things of workarounds of how they have to do certain missions without actually interfering with real world events, which I did like. They do tackle real world events and they don't touch on the major pieces of it. They touch on slight minor pieces because they'll mess up time and stuff like that. But that makes it pretty cool and pretty fun to see those things and them going back to different historical periods, whether they be fictional or real. I would say they do have certain moments that are funny. There's not too many, but it was overall okay. This is a short review because I don't want to spoil too much for you guys, but if I had to rate this, I'll rate this a 2 out of 5 stars because it just wasn't to the point where I thought that it wasn't to it wasn't quite mid to me because I felt like I could have just left the series, but I was so far into it that I was just like, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and finish it. But it's not really for me. I don't know who this is for. I guess this is for somebody who's might just be getting into anime. You want to give them a softball, but even then, I don't think this is one of the best of stories to give somebody. It's just okay. It's decent to me. Yeah, it's nothing special or anything to write home about it. It's not bad, but it's not good. It did have a good. Now I will say the best episodes were when they went back to medieval times and there was a witch, per se, like witch. But other than that, another great episode was the finale to season one, I would say. And that's my two. That's my two. There's not really too many other episodes that I really love like that. You know what? The episode about marathons, that was another one of my favorites. But that's about it. So T-Bond gets a 2 out of 5 stars from me. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for joining me on this journey. And actually, the current thing that I'm actually watching, what I'm currently watching is Tokyo Override. So if you guys have not watched Tokyo Override and you want to catch up before I finish, it's only 6 episodes too, guys. If you want to catch up before I put out my next review, go ahead and go watch that. Thank you for joining me on this journey, and I'll see you guys next time.
Level up all the way to the sky. Dropping interstellars that is taking so high. And all while he playing DBZ Budokai. Bucko.